Hello students. Today we are going to start a new chapter from your syllabus of class 10, that is coordinate geometry. From class 8 onwards you are learning these chapters, so I hope you know all the basics of this chapter coordinate geometry. Though I am going to discuss some basics. So now the point is, since you are learning this chapter from class 8, then why again we are learning this chapter here in class 10? So there should be something new, right? So the very first thing we are going to learn in class 10, that is the distance formula. That means the formula will help us to calculate the distance between any two given coordinates of point. Okay? Now, before getting into the topic distance formula, let's revise some basics of coordinate geometry. Okay? Here, René Descartes is the father of coordinate geometry. He has invented the coordinate geometry. Okay? Now, in coordinate geometry, at first you have learned there will be two axes, that is x-axis and y-axis, and intersection point of those is O, that is origin, right? And if any point lies on this Cartesian plane, then that point will be expressed as, suppose P is a point lies here, that will be expressed as its coordinate x comma y. This is an ordered pair of real numbers, that is the x and y are real numbers. Okay, and here the x is known as abscissa and y is known as ordinate, and together we call it as coordinate of the point P. Okay. Now the next thing is, any point lies on the x-axis will be in the form, the coordinate of that particular point will be of the form x comma 0, and any point which lies on the y-axis, the coordinate of that particular point will be of the form 0 comma y. Okay, here x and y are variable. Now suppose P is the point which denotes the coordinate xy. So if we think it is a graph paper, then we can calculate this as 1, 2, 3 in this way. This will come up to x unit, right? So this distance will be x and this distance will be y unit, right? So if we are going to plot any point or coordinate of a point on the Cartesian plane or the Cartesian coordinate system, then we have to plot this. Suppose I am going to plot minus 2 comma 4, then I have to count 1, 2, then again on the y-axis 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the required point. In this way we have learned to plot the points, right? Okay, I hope all of you knows these basic concepts, right? Distance formula is nothing but the direct application of Pythagoras theorem. Look at the board, you will understand this. Suppose a point P whose coordinate is x1, y1, and another point is Q that is x2, y2. Okay, these are the two given points with given coordinates. Okay, now we are asked to find out the distance between this point. That means this is the distance, right? We have to find out this. Now this point symbolizes x1 comma y1. So this distance is x1, the abscissa of this point, and this is y1, the ordinate of this point, right? Similarly, this is the abscissa of this point Q, so this should be x2, and this is the ordinate of this point, that is y2, right? Now let's join this line. Not join, draw a perpendicular on this line. Let's name it R. Okay, let's name it M and N. Now see, since I have drawn a perpendicular on this line, this is right angle and this is a right angle triangle, right? So this is the hypotenuse of the formed right angle triangle, right? Here, if I have to find out the length of this line PQ, that is actually the distance of the given two points P and Q, we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem here. So according to Pythagoras theorem, we can write PR square plus QR square, that will be equals to PQ square. This is the hypotenuse, this is the base, and this is the perpendicular of this right angle triangle. Okay, now the length of PQ we have to calculate, that is fine, we don't know that, but let's try to find out the values of PR and QR from the image. Here, see, this total length is x2, right? This total length is x2 and this much length is x1. So what will be the length of this much length? What will be the length of this portion, Mn? Here Mn will be x2 minus x1, right? And this Mn will be equals to PR, because these lines are perpendicular, right? So, and this line, the positive x-axis, and the line, drawn line PR is parallel, and these two lines are perpendicular on these two lines. So this will be of equal length, this line and this line will be of equal length, so I can write Mn equals to PR. Okay, so we got the value of PR, that is x2 minus x1. Similarly, see what is the value of QR. The total length of the line QN is y2, right? And this portion Rn is actually y1, right? So the length of QR will be y2 minus y1. Okay, so we got the value of PR and QR, right? Now we just have to put here the values. So what is PR? That is x2 minus x1 whole square, and QR is y2 minus y1 whole square. So PQ will be equals to root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is the distance of distance between the given 2 points P and Q, and this is known as the distance formula. Okay, this is the required distance. Whenever you will be solving any problem using this formula, then after calculating this thing, you have to put the unit here, the unit of the length. Okay, now see one thing, since PQ is a line segment, right? So the length of PQ will always be positive. So whenever we get whatever the value will be after calculation, that will be always positive. Don't give negative because it is a root. Maximum of you used to get confused by writing here plus minus. Don't give minus here because it specifies the distance. Okay.
Now the question arises why we should use the distance formula to calculate the distance between two given points instead of plotting the given points on the graph. It's because by applying distance formula we can calculate the distance between two given points very fast. It will save our time.